Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Sam, and if you're new here, I hope by the end of this video, you'll be hitting that subscribe button. Over the past few days, we've been deep diving into XRP and why the bullish sentiment around it is stronger than ever, especially with the Ripple lawsuit finally nearing its conclusion. While we don't have the official announcement yet, I'd say we're looking at a resolution within the next 2 weeks. One major focus right now is the SEC's upcoming closed-door meeting later this week. But beyond that, I'm zeroed in on the bigger picture, the catalysts that are set to propel XRP into a new era. Recently, Fruition Productions highlighted key developments slated for 2025, including the official end of the case, ETF approvals for institutional investors, stablecoin regulations, a potential Ripple IPO, Swift system integration, ISO migration, and the tokenization of debt and real-world assets. These aren't just buzzwords. This is the framework for major financial transformation. Big money is about to flood in. Now, I've been focusing heavily on regulations because let's be real, before we see trillions moving on-chain and XRP reaching astronomical valuations, regulatory clarity has to come first. Mass adoption by institutions, large-scale utility, and true scalability can't happen without that legal green light. It's just the reality of the market. With the lawsuit wrapping up, the next big question is, what's Ripple's next move? Well, we recently got a major update. Crypto firms and fintech giants are now eyeing state and national banking licenses under the current administration. According to discussions with several industry executives, companies are positioning themselves to integrate deeper into traditional finance. Telcoin is one example I've covered before. They secured approval in Nebraska to operate as a digital bank. But let's talk about the real heavyweight in this space, Ripple. They have long-standing relationships with major financial institutions, and the idea of Ripple becoming a bank has been floating around for years. Back in 2023, signs became much clearer that this could actually be their trajectory. In fact, I even said, it really makes you wonder if Ripple is on the path to becoming a bank. Look at their ecosystem. It's built to provide everything under one roof: custody, liquidity, tokenization, credit lines, and payments. They are positioned unlike any other entity in the crypto space. Love them or hate them, you can't deny the magnitude of what Ripple has accomplished in just the past few years. With XRP at the heart of their operations, their on-demand liquidity, ODL solutions, are revolutionizing payments on a global scale. Even back in September 2023, major players like JP Morgan, DBS, and the LSE Group were making strategic blockchain moves. Fast forward to today, and those early headlines seem small in comparison. Now we have BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and major banks like Bank of America and Morgan Stanley openly expressing interest in crypto payments, if regulators allow it. This isn't a passing trend. Big institutions are aligning with blockchain, and Ripple has been at the center of these discussions for years. Even Bank of America remains actively engaged with Ripple's technology. So the real question is Ripple on track to becoming a bank, or is it already the bank of banks? Back in April 2024, I made a post saying that Ripple's upcoming stablecoin launch further solidifies its position on this path. This has been speculated since 2020, and now it looks like it's materializing. The XRP ledger and XRP itself will be instrumental in this shift. Pay attention to what's unfolding. A post from Wrath of Kahneman summed it up perfectly. The XRP ledger already has tokenization, NFTs, automated market makers, liquidity pools, KYC, AML compliance, and custody solutions. When you add in lending protocols and stablecoins, Ripple starts looking a lot like a bank. Anderson, another analyst, pointed out that issuing their own stablecoins is essentially the final piece of the puzzle. At this point, Ripple isn't just becoming a bank, it's evolving into the institutional powerhouse that banks will rely on. They're creating the infrastructure for major financial institutions to plug into blockchain seamlessly. Ripple isn't competing with banks, they're enabling them.
We're in a world where everything can be tokenized, and that's where Ripple Custody comes in. Here's how it works. The custody platform acts like a digital vault to safeguard both your and your client's assets. This vault is protected by the highest standard of bank-grade security for digital assets. Digital assets can be managed and accessed through a cryptographically secured infrastructure layer. This acts as a sort of door or single access point, which means you can choose who can do what with those assets. Next, thanks to an API-first model and a unique modular design, bank management systems can easily connect to the platform through a user-friendly interface, allowing for simple user control and integration. This makes things like token management, transferring, accounting, and custody straightforward and easy without compromising security, governance, or compliance. Lastly, the custody platform is plug-and-play and interoperable, unifying interactions with multiple underlying blockchains and their applications, external data sources like AML or other data providers, and to other market players like exchanges, marketplace venues, and regulated custodians. Now is the time to tap into the future of finance.
Now let's talk about the bigger picture. What do we keep hearing in Ripple's latest announcements? One word: infrastructure. They are building the foundation for institutional adoption of tokenization and crypto at scale. Monica Long, Ripple's president, said it best earlier this month on the Tokenized podcast. The floodgates are open for banks and traditional financial institutions to embrace tokenization in the US, and Ripple is ready to lead this sea change. This is exactly what's happening. Institutions aren't just exploring crypto. They're preparing to integrate it. Ripple has the infrastructure ready, and they stand to benefit tremendously as adoption accelerates. What's holding things back? Regulation. The moment regulators give the green light, Ripple's network is already in place for banks and financial giants to go all in. And here's the thing. Ripple has been forming these partnerships for years. Bank of America has been working with Ripple for almost a decade. That's why I don't see Ripple just becoming a bank. I see Ripple becoming the bank of banks. They are the infrastructure provider that institutions will depend on to navigate the blockchain era. Adding to this momentum, Ripple just filed a new trademark for a downloadable software designed to store cryptocurrencies. Could Ripple be launching a wallet app? Mickey B. Fresh weighed in, highlighting Ripple's acquisitions of digital asset custody firms like Standard Custody and Mataco. This isn't just about creating a basic wallet. This is about Ripple integrating secure, institutional-grade custody solutions into its ecosystem. Metaco's orchestration technology, combined with private blockchain vault systems, makes Ripple's custody solutions significantly more advanced than what the trademark filing describes on the surface. The vagueness is intentional. They're building something far bigger than just a crypto wallet. When you step back and connect the dots, the trajectory becomes clear. Ripple is positioning itself as the go-to provider for banks entering blockchain finance. Whether it's custody, tokenization, or compliance, Ripple is constructing the backbone for institutions to safely adopt digital assets. So if you're a major bank looking to integrate blockchain technology, why build your own infrastructure from scratch? The smart move is to tap into Ripple's ecosystem, which has been in development for over a decade. This is why I firmly believe Ripple isn't just moving toward becoming a bank. They're becoming the institutional gateway to blockchain. Every major move Ripple makes is intertwined with XRP and the XRP ledger. Brad Garlinghouse and Monica Long have made this clear. XRP is integral to Ripple's broader strategy. With the lawsuit behind them, nothing is stopping Ripple from scaling at an unprecedented rate, and that in turn will drive massive expansion for XRP. Right now, institutional players are driving the tokenization trend, not retail investors. And Ripple has spent the last 3 years preparing for this moment. Every major expansion, every strategic acquisition, and every regulatory move has been paving the way for banks to onboard with Ripple's infrastructure. So when we look at Ripple today, it's not just a crypto company. It's the bridge between traditional finance and the blockchain economy. Ripple is making it easy for institutions to enter this space and reap the benefits. The digital financial revolution is happening, and Ripple is sitting at the center of it all. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates. Follow me on X, link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Peace out.